And welcome to News 360 live from the News Hub at Adesanwe in Accra. We're streaming worldwide on the internet via 3news.com. My name is Solace Rose-Porte.
And my name is Alfred Okansi. Coming up in the bulletin tonight.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by Deluxipade, Heaven Black Mosquito Coil and Spray.
Lower court judges threaten action over unreviewed salaries since 2014.
9-member committee inaugurated to investigate police-military clash in Tamale last month.
An island community of Accra Town in Pro East District of Bonahafo region needs junior high school.
And on the international front, Ethiopia UN unblocks access to hundreds of websites and TV stations. All right, so it seems Nigeria has clocked Africa's second win at the World Cup.
Yes, it's not often that you do hear Brazil and Nigeria in the same brackets, especially in the World Cup. But today, they definitely are going to be falling in the brackets of winners. Brazil recording a 2-0 win, Nigeria as well recording another 2-0 win, and theirs might be even more important, especially as it came against Iceland in a group that has been blown wide open for the second member to get to the next stage. Argentina against Nigeria would be a very exciting proposition, but of course, we'll bring you all the details to today's games. It wasn't the 1-0s. Today, it was a lot of 2-0s. We'll talk more later on News 360.
Right. Let's start the bulletin off with a story from the Western region. And property where thousands of Ghana cedis were burnt to ashes when fire gutted about 8 rooms at Ethiopia number 1 housing in the Kwesiminti municipality of the Western region. The cause of the fire is yet to be established.
Eyewitnesses say they immediately called the fire service when they saw flames in one of the rooms around 4 p.m. But the calls were not answered. An alarm was therefore raised and the residents started using water to fight the fire before fire service personnel arrived. By then, the fire had spread to adjoining rooms, destroying property worth thousands of Ghana cedis. It took the fire service personnel, with the assistance of residents nearly an hour, to finally extinguish the fire. No one was hurt as occupants of the rooms were fortunately not around. The landlady of the affected house, Vicentia Mary Isel, says she was asleep when she was alerted to the fire. A tenant, Betty Mensah, who later came to the scene, said she had lost several of her property.
All my belongings got burnt and I couldn't estimate the loss.
The assemblyman for Ethiopia West, Abdullahi Tufero, blames the fire on several illegal wooden structures in the area by some landlords.
Now, the Association of Magistrates and Judges of Ghana has called on President Akufo-Addo to intervene and ensure a review of the salaries of lower court judges in the country. President of the association, Justice Victor Foy, insists he is struggling to convince his members to remain in the courts as a review has been outstanding since 2014.
The Judicial Council in 2014 made recommendations to the presidency for the salary review. Government has failed over the last 4 years to review the salaries of lower court judges despite several calls. The lower court judges over the period have served notice of embarking on strike, but have always heeded to calls not to.
If the system for reviewing salaries appears to be breaking down, what the lower court judges are saying that, then our resolve not to go on strike should also break down. That resolve should break down. We should allow them to go on strike.
The association says it has been forced to even rely on Chief Justice Ofoye Kufu to get the president to act. This, they contend, has not yielded much thus forcing the association to speak on the matter. President of the association, Justice Ofoe, wants the president to take a personal interest in the matter.
We will be taking a decision on the 6th of July. The matter is a very simple one. Fortunately, the president we have is a lawyer. He knows what judges go through. So we expect that solution to come from the president as quickly as possible.
He again says they will embark on strike next month if nothing is done.
And now to the health sector, where the Health Services Workers Union has asked the Ministry of Health to urgently implement the agreement for the biolab scientists or risk another strike in the coming weeks. The union says it is disappointed the sector ministry has failed to convene a meeting with stakeholders to implement the agreement.
Deputy General Secretary of the Health Services Workers Union, Franklin Wusu-Ansah, expressed concern about the delay in implementing the agreement. In the agreement, the Ministry of Health, through Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, is to ensure proper placement of the biomedical lab scientists. It again stipulates that the sector ministry should set up a directorate for the biomedical lab scientists across the country. Key issue in the agreement is addressing concerns on salary distortions of the biomedical lab scientists. However, the Health Services Workers Union, which is the mother union, says the implementation has been too slow. Its Deputy General Secretary, Franklin Wusu-Ansah, said any further delay could trigger unrest.
Strikes are not called off, they are suspended. And for that matter, I would say the strike is suspended. And for that matter, our fears is that if government delays and drags its feet, these members will resume that strike action. And you know, when two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. If they go on strike, it is you and me, our family members, Ghanaians, that will suffer. And this is what we want to make sure that it doesn't happen.
In another development, the union has implored government to increase its investment in the health sector. It recalled the Abuja Declaration, which compels African governments to at least invest 15% into the health sector.
Collective agreement was negotiated in 2015, signed, and the implementation was supposed to take place from the 1st of January 2016. As we speak, some institutions, very few of them, have implemented bits and pieces of it. The current minister issued a statement that it should be implemented from 2017, but he didn't even consult anybody. But can you sign an agreement, say that it will be implemented in 2016, and then later one party decides that I will want to implement it on this date without consultation?
Let's still stay with the unions now. And the Maritime and Dock Workers Union has withdrawn its allegations leveled against the chairman of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA, Peter McMahon, at a news conference in Accra. The union said the allegations were unfounded and has since apologized to the board chairman.
The union apologized to the board chairman for accusing him of engaging in financial malfeasance. It also said the allegations that he was fronting for a contract for his family were unfounded and pleaded with the board chairman to forgive them. The union assured the public it would collaborate with the board chairman during its upcoming negotiations.
We as a union with a role to protect public interest will not shirk our responsibility as watchdogs of accountability in the governance of public institutions. We think there must be peace and solidarity with our social partners at the workplace to achieve our goals. We are sorry for the embarrassment and the inconvenience our press conference might have caused Mr. Peter McMahon and members of his family.
Last week, some members of Maritime and Dock Workers Union MDU in Takoradi lashed out at the board chairman of GPHA, Peter McMahon, for duping the port. The board chairman has since threatened to file a legal suit against the union.
The Interior Minister, Ambrose Jerry, has set up a 9-member committee to look into the police and military clashes in Tamale last month. The committee is to submit its report on the 31st of August 2018.
On May 16, the police and military personnel clashed in Tamale, leading to personnel of the Ghana Police Service abandoning their duty post. Reports indicate that the attack started after a soldier was arrested by the police for assaulting his wife. Following the incident, the Interior Minister Ambrose Derry has set up a 9-member committee to investigate the incident and bring the perpetrators to book. The committee members comprise of both military and police personnel, with Victoria Esiedua, a state attorney, as its chairperson.
To investigate the immediate and remote causes of the clashes between the police and the military in Tamale on 16 May 2018. Second, to investigate the causes of any other police and military clashes that have occurred within the past 5 years, any actions taken, and lessons learned. To make recommendations for sanctions against those found culpable and appropriate compensation to deserving victims of the clashes.
A member of the committee, Brigadier General Kwame Opon-Chicheku, retired, promised to discharge their duty diligently.
If it happens that the two security agencies in this country, the police service and the armed forces, are at war, then it's not going to be possible to achieve any development because there will be no peace in this country. So we are going to study the terms of reference as indicated and also look at the mandate that we are beginning, and we'll work within the laws of this country.
The committee have up to August 31 to make their reports available.
Now, let's go into Parliament. And the Ascent Central Member of Parliament, Kennedy Japan, has called the Minority Chief Whip, Muntaka Mubarak, damp for referring him to Parliament's Privileges Committee over purported insults. Now, in an interview with the media, Kennedy Japan said Muntaka Mubarak's referral was based on comments taken out of context. Kennedy Japan is reported to have described the House of Parliament as useless for having Oseche Mensah-Bonsu as its majority leader on Accra base in a 2TV. A statement, Kennedy Japan says he has personally apologized to the majority leader for.
We have dumb MPs. Some of them are very dumb. They will prove it. The video is there or the tape is there. You see, I'm surprised we have MPs who just consume information without digesting it. I'm not afraid. That tape is there. Let them play it if I insulted any MP. I was responding to a chairman, MPP chairman in Ashanti region. Where did I insult Parliament? Then I responded to my leader, which I have apologized, that, when he has a problem with me, he should call me and ask. If you have information, why are you talking like this? But I'm not dragging the issue, but I'm only repeating what I said. That, I respect him, but the way he tries to disrespect me, I don't like that. Look, don't even annoy me and I say worse things. I'm not scared of anybody, okay? I'm not, and I repeat, I'm not scared of anybody in this country. I live my life, and I'm telling you see, they consume information, and that's a dumb statement he has ever made.
Oh, so when you said dumb MP, the reference was to Muntaka Mubarak?
Yes, he's a dumb MP, and now I take him on, one-on-one. Let him go to the Privileges Committee that I, Kennedy Japan, says he's a dumb MP because he did not even listen to the context of the issue and just drag the matter to, where did I insult parliamentarians? The guy rather insulted me, and I was responding that Parliament doesn't give me money. How much? 11,000 cedis? And I give Chop money more than that. That is what I said.
Well, let's still stay the steam on this particular issue. And Dr. Edward Bennion is a senior political science lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He joins me on the telephone. Dr. Bennion, thank you for your time. Good evening to you. Now, Kennedy Japan is yet to appear before the Privileges Committee sometime next week. But what do you make of what you just heard from him?
Good evening, Alfred, and good evening to the listeners of the story. I think that is very unfortunate. It's really very unfortunate that a member of parliament would use that kind of language against one of their officers in Parliament, the leadership in Parliament. Whether or not we are talking about the person being in the majority or minority, I feel that that word is too harsh to be used on the leadership of Parliament.
No, but what kind of reaction or response would you expect from the institution of Parliament, especially because of the impact that this can have on the public perception of that institution?
Alfred, you see, this is a very good question because Honorable Kennedy Japan, by all means, is a very powerful MP of the majority side. We've heard him make several allegations against the party in instances where he has threatened to come out with some secrets if the party should act. In this very instance, he's even talked about the fact that he doesn't fear anyone in this country. So I just hope that this is not going to take a partisan stand where the majority may try to protect Honorable Kennedy Japan and not allow Parliament to deal with the issue the way it should be. And, you know, we've always complained about how Parliament normally handle its own issue. I don't think that this is going to come out to be different from cases that we've seen in the past. It's going to go on the same path, and at the end of the day, we might not get Parliament to act the way that we expect of Parliament to be.
I mean, but does Parliament have the record of dealing with its own? I mean, you've been doing some analysis of the work of Parliaments gone by and present. Do they have that track record of dealing with their own even when they go wrong against the institution itself?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, cases upon cases that we've seen that Parliament has tried to handle, we've seen that at the end of the day, the public is disappointed with the outcome. And given the personality of who Honorable Japan is, I don't expect that the outcome will be anything different from what we've known in the past.
But he has apologized, he says, to the majority leader. Should that not?
But that is the majority leader, Alfred. That is the majority leader. Now he's turned to a minority, a member of the leadership who is a minority. The big question that we have to look at for whether or not the majority in Parliament is going to stand with a minority member who is also a member of leadership against one of theirs that is very strong in the party. That is the big question, and we'll wait to see what Parliament will do.
Dr. Bennion, thank you for your time this evening. Dr. Edward Bennion is a senior political science lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Let's do some more stories. President Akufo-Addo has received letters of credence from 4 envoys to begin their duty tour in Ghana. The envoys were from Morocco, Ukraine, Portugal, and Tunisia.
Moroccan Ambassador Mohamed Farahat was first to present his letters. He pledged to prioritize some 25 agreements signed during the February 2017 visit to Ghana by His Majesty King Mohammed V of Morocco. President Akufo-Addo pledged to work with him to strengthen relations between the two countries. Next was the Ukrainian Ambassador Dr. Valery Alexandruk. He pledged to strengthen economic and investment cooperation between the two countries. President Akufo-Addo pledged government support to strengthen relations between the two countries. Also at the presidency to present his letters of credence was Tunisian envoy Jabel Trabelsi. The ambassador promised to work towards developing stronger bilateral relations with Ghana. Portuguese Ambassador Antonio Pedro Davina was the last to present his credentials. He pledged to strengthen bilateral relations between Portugal and Ghana.
Now, as part of its 10th anniversary celebration, nonetheless, one of Ghana's biggest chocolate-producing companies has rewarded participants of an essay competition organized by the company. The essay contest, created by the company to tease out knowledge on cocoa from primary and JHS pupils across the country, yielded more than satisfactory responses.
Ghana is cocoa and cocoa is Ghana were the exact words every participant was to use in concluding their essay, and as hoped for, every participant gave it their all. The awardees, segmented into primary and junior high school categories, were 20 in all. 10 finalists in each category. The country director of Mondelez, Yapipra, explained how Mondelez, with its various company packages, is trying to make life easier for farmers in these rural areas.
We are expanding more of in-depth, like looking at improving on good environmental practices, good agriculture practices, community development, ensuring that there's sustainable sources of income for cocoa farmers and their families. And then cocoa communities are thriving communities for them to live in.
Benjamin Ando, a pupil of Bojuasi BA Primary School in the Central Region, emerged winner of the primary school category with Nana Ikuachum and Kwame Adom Atta, both of the West Hill School in Dansoman in Accra, finishing at 2nd and 3rd places respectively. All three received laptop computers, scholarships, plaques and certificates of participation. For the junior high school category, DeLeon Alote, a pupil of the West Hill School in Dansoman, came up tops with Charity Gavo and Kristen Jemfi, clocking the 2nd and 3rd positions respectively. Parents of the awardees couldn't hide their joy.
Proud as parents. To him, I think it should make him more confident to know that for him to have the can-do spirit, it can be done. Whatever you put your mind to, you can be able to do it.
Even no matter the position that you have gotten to, your child should be higher than you, and when that happens, that brings glory to you.
Beverage producer Casa Company has donated 75,000 Ghana cedis to the National Cardiothoracic Center at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. The gesture forms part of the company's One for Life partnership campaign to support the treatment of patients with cardiovascular diseases.
As a medium to help cardio patients, Casa Company Limited came up with awake drinking water products to help generate money to support such conditions. At the moment, Awake has supported over 50 patients with heart defects and complications in Kolebu Teaching Hospital under their One for Life campaign. According to the marketing manager Chris Adusakodie, a purchase of Awake purified drinking water will contribute 1 pesewa to the center when a 500 ml bottled water is purchased and 2 pesewas for the 1.5 liters.
And then we came up with a One for Life CSR activity, which is always ensuring that on quarterly basis, we come to the cardio unit to donate to people just so that they can go through free surgeries. Actually, the most touching part is where amongst the 40, 60% of them are actually kids who are below age 5.
Innocent Ajamli, a cardiothoracic surgeon, expressed his gratitude towards the company.
This is unprecedented in the history of this country, that a company, for every proceeds of their products that is sold, they bring a portion of the money generated to support heart surgeries in this country. And so we are extremely grateful to Casapreco.
And encourage consumers to purchase more of the products. The company is hopeful of extending its social responsibility project to other health sectors.
On MTN Video Report tonight, Echiahene Marcos reports on a bad state of Kokofo Oyo Road in the Ashanti region.
My name is Marcus Osoto. I'm reporting from Ashanti region, Oyoko, Kumasi. When it rains here, we get no chance to go to where we live. We appeal this to the government to help us. Here is a main road to Cape Coast. Due to our road, we cannot use this as a main road to Cape Coast or to Bekwai. Oyoko is near Kumasi. You see how the road is. My name is Marcus Osoto, reporting from Oyoko.
You can also send your video report via the WhatsApp number 05514330044. That's 05514330044.
You're still watching News360 live from the News Hub at Adesanwe in Accra. We'll be back with more news updates after this. Do stay.
Right, thanks for staying with us on News 360. It's time for business. My name is Nanikria Mensah Abrampa. And looking at preparations ahead of the mid-year budget review, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has given a strong indication of possibly introducing new taxes during the mid-year budget review. The Finance Ministry over the past months indicated the need to review these tax measures to make more responsive to current trends, and the ministry has also argued that the review should help address challenges with revenue mobilization.
Journalists on the sidelines of the second African Transformation Forum in Accra, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta said all options are still on the table in terms of reviewing the current revenue measures. Responding to whether or not the government would be introducing new taxes, he indicated that there is a likelihood some taxes will be introduced since many don't file their tax returns, a situation which he says is depriving government of the needed revenue to finance development.
It's now to open up the books and say, okay, where do we want to go? What do we need to pay for? And therefore, how do we reframe our tax system or means of collecting revenue so we go ahead? So I don't really want to look at it as an imposition from me, but in we sitting down and saying, okay, where are we going and what should we do? And that, in a stronger, socially stable environment is how business thrives.
He admitted that leakages in revenue mobilization is still a major challenge for government.
When we talk about revenue mobilization or leakages, who is creating that problem? And I think that problem or issue is being created by ourselves. And so how do we as a people begin to acknowledge that and be personally responsible for protecting the public purse? And
some of the country's donor partners and the IMF are currently mounting pressure on the government to come up with a more sustainable way of dealing with the revenue shortfalls by increasing taxes.
Well, meanwhile, founder of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, is urging African governments to incorporate tax cuts across some sectors of the economy to motivate individuals as well as businesses to stay committed in meeting their tax obligations. Now, this proposal comes following Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta's strong indication of possibly introducing new taxes during the mid-year budget review. The Finance Ministry has over the past months indicated the need to review the country's tax measures to make it more responsive to current trends. The ministry has also argued that the review should help address challenges with revenue mobilization. Mr. Ofori-Atta has, in conversations with journalists, said all options are still on the table in terms of reviewing the current revenue measures. Indications are also clear the Finance Ministry is likely to introduce new taxes due to mounting pressure on government from some donor partners to come up with a more sustainable way of dealing with the revenue shortfalls by increasing taxes. Founder of Dangote Group is, however, of another view on taxes from government.
I might not really pay you tax for 5 years, but when my tax is due, you will collect your own taxes. And when you tax people so much, then that's when people find avenues of dodging to pay those taxes. So the less you charge, the more you can widen your net and collect a lot of taxes.
On growth, Aliko Dangote believes Africa should be the food basket of the world considering its rich land resources. He proposes more focus on the private sector to diversify agriculture.
We have not been able to diversify the economy of Africa. You know, today, some countries where they have oil, once prices of oil is high, will abandon agriculture, will abandon so many things. Today, Africa has 60% of the arable land of the world. So we should be the food basket of the world. Not only here, wherever you go, they don't have any more additional land to do their agriculture.
Right, we look at banking now and their preparedness for the minimum capital requirement. And Societe Generale Ghana says it is set to meet the minimum capital requirements by September 2018, while looking forward to opportunities to acquire another bank. The outgoing managing director, Sunel Yo, also disclosed this at the farewell cocktail party held in Accra. Meanwhile, Hakeem Uzani has been appointed as the new managing director of the company. Societe Generale Ghana is ranked 4th in private banking in the Eurozone, according to Alexandre Meymat, Director of International Banking of Africa. The company has financed government projects in the various sectors of the economy amounting to $653 million, excluding the financing of Parliamentary and Council of State car loans, as well as financing of the government's One District, One Factory project. The outgoing Managing Director, Sunel Yo, of Societe Generale, implored that the bank would put down strategies to follow practices that promote efficient market penetration to increase market.
But we are preparing to be part of a consolidation, and clearly he has gained from his board at the group level to be part of a consolidation should there be any opportunity that we deem good for us.
The new manager, Hakeem Uzani, assured the management of the bank of continued growth and sustainability of the company during his tenure of office.
Our strategy, and I think that Alexandre Meymat see it very clearly before, is to be known as an African bank with European equity, but with international expertise to serve our client by the most high level of security.
He therefore expressed his gratitude to loyal customers and promised effective development programs. Right, so there's more news on 3news.com, more business updates too. That will do for tonight's business. My name is Nanikia Mensah Brampa. Alfred is standing by with something from the presidency.
Absolutely, Nanekia. Now, President Akufo-Addo has charged 2 new Ghanaian envoys, Gloria Opoku, ambassador to Senegal, and Jane Gasu Aheto, ambassador to Guinea, to look for business promoting opportunities between Ghana and the countries they are to serve during their duty tour. President Akufo-Addo also charged them to guard the image of Ghana jealously.
I, Jane Gasu Aheto,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
The 2 envoys are Gloria Opoku, Ghana's ambassador to Senegal, and Jane Gasu Aheto, Ghana's ambassador to Guinea. The 2 ambassadors are both career diplomats. President Akufo-Addo reminded them that the attraction of foreign direct investment from the countries where they have been designated into Ghana is key to the development of the private sector of the country's economy.
The promotion of intra-regional and intercontinental trade is a major objective of Ghanaian policy. Look out in your areas of representation for any opportunity to promote business between Ghana and your countries of accreditation. Both the regional community of ECOWAS and the continental community under the AU will be strengthened by a rapid growth in trade and investment exchanges between their members.
Ghana's ambassador to Guinea, Jane Gasu Aheto, assured the president they will work very hard to make their duty tour a success.
In terms of the magnitude of the task ahead, we are under no illusion, Your Excellency, that it would be an easy one. We, however, assure you that you can entrust us with this noble and high assignment. We know we can count on you, Mr. President, the Foreign Minister, and all the stakeholders who matter to ensure a successful tour of duty.
Now let's talk about education in Ghana. The absence of a junior high school at Accra Town, an island community in the Pro East district of the Bono Ahafo region, has forced most primary 6 leavers to drop out of school to undertake fishing and other menial jobs. Peter Kwawa Data reports those who are determined must relocate to Yeji, the Pro district capital, to live on their own without parental supervision. After laboring as a child from one island to another, Mavis Doku was granted partial freedom to access formal education at Accra Town, an island community of over 1,000 inhabitants. She completed Primary 6 in 2017 at age 15, but this seems to be the end of her hope of becoming a nurse. The absence of a junior high school in the community appears to have dealt her a bigger blow. Her only option was to relocate to Yeji, the Pro East district capital, the closest community with a junior high school, JHS. But her guardians would have nothing of that. They prefer Mavis Doku stay back in Accra Town to continue serving them. With no other choice, Mavis withdrew to the landing beach here at Accra Town, trading food items for fish in addition to numerous household chores. The same fate stares at Clemens Nate, a 15-year-old trafficked child laborer from Dangme East District of the Greater Accra region. The Primary 6 pupil had just returned from fishing Tuesday, June 19, and was pondering over his future at the landing beach. He told us he is unsure if he would be allowed to relocate to Yeji, about an hour boat cruising away from Accra Town. Our checks revealed over 70% of children in the community end their education after Primary 6, and the head of the community is unhappy.
When they complete, they have to continue from Yeji. And the parents don't stay at Yeji. So the children are young. They can't stay on their own. So it would be better they have their own JHS here. When they finish, then they continue.
Teachers are equally disheartened over the development.
Pretty sad situation there, and we're just hoping that as we show it, so we would have people respond to it, as it stands. We'll be back shortly with some more news in sports. To stay. Chiropractic physician and CEO of Nova Wellness Center, Dr. Na Ashley Dodo, is worried about the absence of chiropractic school in Ghana. Now, speaking at a chiropractic screening to mark the center's 5th anniversary, she called for more focus on chiropractic education.
Chiropractic is the world's biggest natural healthcare science. It focuses on correcting spinal misalignments that cause nerve interference and inhibit communication between the brain and body organs. Currently, Africa has only 2 chiropractic schools, both located in South Africa. Chiropractic physician and CEO of Nova Wellness Center, Dr. Na Shelley Donko, bemoaned this is resulting in a deficit in chiropractic physicians across the country.
Chiropractors are very limited in Ghana. There's only about 15, so we're trying, but there's only so much that we can do. Because there's no school around here, people have to go outside for the education. If there was a school here, it would solve the problem very, very easily.
To mark the 5th anniversary of Nova Wellness Center, it has organized a free screening exercise. As part of the screening, patients undertook therapeutic ultrasound, electrical muscle stimulation, and soft tissue mobilization. Ex-footballer Felix Amwa expressed satisfaction the screening and post-screening treatments will help improve his condition.
This is my first time. No, it's running smoothly. I used to be a footballer before. We thought we were strong, but later you see we are not fit as we were before.
Geodata analyst Anna Kathy Enin is confident the results of the screening will contribute to altering her habits at work and improving on her overall health.
Spondylosis. I think it's the wear and tear of my backbone from when I go to work and I sit throughout till I come back.
Nova Wellness Center was awarded Best Health SME in Ghana in 2017. It offers treatments such as combination therapy, thermotherapy, Swedish, deep tissue and stone massages. The treatments improve circulation, provide pain relief, manage stress and help eliminate toxins. The center is holding a health walk on July 3, 2018.
Welcome back to News 360, and in international news this evening, a senior Ethiopian official says the country has opened access to 264 blocked websites and TV broadcasters. Fitza Mariga, who is the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff, said in his tweet that freedom of expression is a foundation or a fundamental right and essential for engaged and responsible citizens. He added that only a free market of ideas will lead to the truth. Among the broadcasters allowed back on air are the US-based Ethiopian satellite television ESAT and Oromo Media Network OMN. Both TV stations were charged in absentia for inciting violence and promoting terror, but the charges were dropped a few weeks ago. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed took office in April with a pledge to open up the airwaves, even calling on foreign-based opposition TV broadcasters to open offices in Ethiopia. One broadcaster, the US-based OMN station, has sent a team to establish an office in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa. Ethiopia has been accused of blocking foreign-based TV and radio broadcasts, websites and blog spots from being accessed in the country for many years by different human rights and press freedom groups.
Now, the Pentagon has been asked to supply up to 20,000 beds at old military bases for migrant children held after illegally entering the United States. Beds will be for migrant children who crossed the border unaccompanied, as well as those separated from parents. This follows President Donald Trump's reversal of the controversial separation policy. First Lady Melania Trump visited a facility for migrant children in Texas, saying she wanted to reunite families, but her visit to the facility for young migrants was thrown into controversy after she was photographed wearing a jacket with the words, "I really don't care, do you?" as she boarded the plane to Texas. Plans for accommodating migrant children at military bases first came to light in May. Emails seen by the United States media revealed the bases would house minors who have crossed into the United States without an adult relative, as well as those who have been separated from their parents and the border. Nana Kwekwado is standing by with all the news in the world of entertainment.
All right, so thank God it's Friday. It's now time for some entertainment and lifestyle news with me, Nana Ado, of course, brought to you by Vodafone and FanMax Fuel Your Day. Now, moving on to the very first story. Akon says he's planning to release a new cryptocurrency named after him called Acoin. Now, speaking at the Cannes Lions Festival on Monday, the locked-up singer said he believed cryptocurrency could be the savior of Africa. Acoin's official website says the singer wants the app on every mobile phone between now and December. And Akon says he's also planning to build a crypto city in Senegal, which he calls the real-life Wakanda. The website says Akon has been gifted 2,000 acres of land by the president of Senegal to build a city which is also named after himself. Akon Crypto City will apparently be a short drive from Dakar, the capital of Senegal. Just like Wakanda in Marvel's Black Panther, Akon promises says his city will be a futuristic environment. He calls it the first 100% crypto-based city with Acoin at the center of transactional life. All right, so moving on to the next story, we're taking you straight to the Western region, where the oil city of Second-Day Takoradi is expected to go agog as the much-anticipated Community Street Rap Battle 2018 kickstarts of Saturday, June 23, that is tomorrow. The first stop will be at Ethiopia Police Park, actually, in the western region of Ghana. The project, which is aimed at unearthing talent, will see contestants battling to prove their worth. Participating communities include Kwesimente on Saturday for June 30, second day on July 7, and Takrade on July 14th. Now, a rap king will be crowned in each community, and this will culminate in the crowning of the overall rap king. Grand finale will be on Saturday, August 18. Now, the overall winner gets a rewarding or recording contract and also other amazing prizes. This is an initiative of Connect 97.1 FM in Takrade. All right, so that's about it for entertainment and lifestyle news this evening. Of course, all roads will be leading to Connect 97.1 FM and, of course, in Takrade, Ethiopia Police Park.
Absolutely. I'll be there to show my rap
You'll
skills.
be there?
Okay. No, nothing.
Oh, you wanted to show something?
No,
you want to
fine.
show some rap?
No, I sing, I don't rap.
No, I rap.
Let's leave it at that.
I know Alfred used to rap 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With Reggie Zippy and those the guys.
Right. So that's how we wrap up News 360 here tonight. My name is Solis Rose Corte.
My name is Alfred Akanse. Do have a good evening.